Do you know someone who seems to get angry at the smallest things? Maybe it's a family member, a parent, a coworker, or a friend. It feels like almost anything can set them off. One small misunderstanding turns into an argument. A simple question gets taken the wrong way. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. By the way, I'm Sheila. If you've been here since the Succulent Fame days, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to Sheila Reflects. Today, I want to share 3 things that completely changed the way I deal with people who get angry easily. The third one made the biggest difference for me, so make sure you stay until the end. Let's jump in. The first thing is become an observer, not a participant. When someone gets angry, what do most of us do? We defend ourselves, we explain, we try to prove our point. Sometimes we even raise our voice without realizing it. And before we know it, we've matched their energy. Now there are 2 angry people instead of 1. For the longest time, I thought that was normal. I thought if someone misunderstood me, I had to immediately explain myself. If they raised their voice, I felt like I had to respond. But one small change made an enormous difference. The next time someone gets angry, don't immediately jump into the emotion. Take one small step back, almost like you're watching the conversation from outside. Notice their tone. Notice how fast they're speaking. Notice their facial expression. Notice their body language. Just observe. And this is not to judge them or not to analyze them. Just notice what's happening. Something interesting begins to happen. Instead of getting pulled into the storm, you begin to see the storm. And those are 2 different experiences. You start noticing things you would have missed before. Maybe they're speaking more loudly than usual. Maybe they're interrupting. Maybe they're frustrated before the conversation even began. Maybe something happened earlier in their day that has nothing to do with you. That doesn't make hurtful behavior okay, but it does remind us of something important. Not every emotional reaction is about us. Sometimes people are carrying stress, fear, disappointment, or exhaustion, and we happen to be standing in front of them when it spills over. The moment you stop taking every reaction personally, something shifts. You stop feeling like you have to win the argument. You stop feeling responsible for fixing every emotion in the room. You create a little bit of space between what they're feeling and how you choose to respond. And sometimes, that little bit of space changes everything. The truth is, we always have a choice. We can't control someone else's anger, but we can choose whether to step into it or simply observe it. That one decision has saved me from so many unnecessary arguments. Now, becoming an observer doesn't mean you'll never feel affected. Sometimes your heart still starts racing, your hands get tense, your thoughts speed up. Which brings me to the second thing that helped me. Because sometimes it's not the other person's anger that's the biggest challenge. It's what's inside us. The second thing is slow yourself down. One thing I've noticed is that anger has a way of spreading. Have you ever been in a room where one person was upset and before long, everyone else was upset too? Emotions can be contagious. Without realizing it, we start matching the other person's energy. Our hearts beat faster, our shoulders tighten, our voice gets louder, our thoughts start racing. And that's usually when we say something we wish we could take back. So here's something simple that has helped me. When someone around you starts getting angry, slow yourself down on purpose. Not because you're giving in, not because you've lost the argument, but because you're choosing not to let their emotions control yours. Sometimes that means taking one slow breath before you answer. Sometimes it means speaking a little more slowly. Sometimes it means letting there be a few seconds of silence. I know silence can feel uncomfortable, especially when someone is upset. We often feel like we have to fill the silence, explain ourselves, defend ourselves, say something, anything. But I've learned that not every silence needs to be filled. Sometimes a pause gives both people a chance to settle down, and that's often when better conversations begin. Here's something else I've learned. When we're emotional, our brain isn't at its best. We stop listening. We stop thinking clearly. We focus on winning instead of understanding. That's why slowing yourself down is so powerful. It gives your mind a chance to catch up with your emotions. Instead of reacting, you begin responding. And again, those two things are very different. A reaction is automatic. A response is a choice. The more you practice slowing yourself down, the easier it becomes. It's not an overnight thing, but little by little, until one day you surprise yourself. The same situation that used to ruin your entire day barely shakes your peace anymore. I'd love to ask you something. When emotions are running high, what helps you stay calm? Is it taking a walk? Taking a deep breath? Counting to 10? Praying? I do this. Or maybe you've discovered something completely different. Share it in the comments, please. Someone reading them might find exactly what they need today. And the third thing is you don't have to carry their anger home. This last lesson took me the longest to learn. When someone is upset with us, it's easy to replay the conversation over and over. Should I have said something different? Was this my fault? Could I have handled that better? Sometimes we replay the same conversation dozens of times. Meanwhile, the other person has already moved on with their day. Have you done that? I know I have. Here's what I eventually realized. Not every emotion in the room belongs to me. And not every emotion in the room belongs to you either. And again, people carry things we know nothing about. Stress, financial pressure, health concerns, lack of sleep, work problems, family struggles. Sometimes they've been holding everything together all day, and we're simply the first place where those emotions come out. Again, that doesn't make hurtful behavior okay, but it does help us see the situation differently. Instead of asking, how do I fix their emotions? We can ask, how do I protect my own peace while still treating this person with kindness? That's a much healthier question. You can listen without absorbing everything. You can care without carrying everything. You can be compassionate without making someone else's emotional burden your own. That doesn't make you cold. It doesn't make you uncaring. It means you've learned where you end and where the other person begins. I think that's one of the healthiest boundaries we can develop. Because if we carry everyone else's emotions, eventually we'll have no room left for our own peace. And peace is something worth protecting, not just for yourself, but for the people you love. Because the calmer you become, the more you're able to offer calmness to others, not by trying to fix them, but simply by refusing to let anger spread through you. And that's a gift, one that becomes more valuable every single time you practice it. If there's one thing I hope you remember from this video, it's this. You are not responsible for managing every storm you encounter. Sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves, we think it's our job to calm everyone down and to make everything okay. But sometimes the most loving thing we can do is stay steady. Not because we don't care, but because peace has to begin somewhere. And maybe it can begin with us. The next time someone gets angry, take one small step back. Observe before you react. Slow yourself down and remind yourself that you don't have to carry someone else's anger long after the moment has passed. It probably won't be perfect the first time. There will still be days when you lose your patience, days when someone's words stay with you longer than you'd like. That's okay. Progress isn't about getting it right every single time. It's about getting a little better each time life gives us another opportunity to practice. I really believe that, and I hope you'll be patient with yourself along the way. Which of the three things do you think will help you the most? Becoming an observer, slowing yourself down, or choosing not to carry someone else's anger with you? I read your comments and I love hearing your stories because they often encourage someone else who's quietly going through the same thing, and that includes me. And if today's video helped you, consider sharing it with someone you care about. You never know, it might be exactly what they need to hear today. As always, I want to leave you with one last thought. You deserve peace. Not because you've earned it, not because everything in your life is perfect, but because your heart needs a place to rest. So be gentle with yourself. Take a deep breath and carry that peace with you into tomorrow. Thank you. This is Sheila again, your person on a mission for Sheila Reflects, sending inspirations your way with every video. Remember to subscribe and share it, and I'll see you in the next one.